Let's friggin' go. Welcome to Beyond the Slate. My name is Nick Pinelli. I'm a part of EMA Film, which is a group all about getting us as artists onto the same page and using administration technology to our benefit to be able to help us grow in our careers and all of the things that we really want and make it more of a regular everyday thing and not just like a special time. Ooh, I get to be on set, which is fun for sure, but we want to do that fun thing all the time. I have done plenty of different film projects. I've been in the industry for about 5 years now. I've created over a dozen different short films, many of which are award winning. I've created a feature film that is also award winning now on Apple TV and Amazon Prime. So I've got a little bit of stuff that I've done, but in the end, I'm still just some guy that didn't have any film connections whatsoever when I started and just kind of really liked it and wanted to do more and more of it. And that's how I got to this group called EMA Film. I've said that probably 3 or 4 times now. Let me actually say what EMA stands for. EMA stands for Effective Management Association. EMA Film is a community that is built on the mindset and the teaching the skills of business, leadership, and ethics that puts you, the filmmaker or the artist, in charge of your future, turning your passion into a career and then your career into an entire enterprise. Basically, it's not just about making this little part-time hobby into your full-on career. It's about making it into your life and making it into something even way bigger than that and giving you a pathway in order to do it. So we're going to talk a lot about how you go about doing those things and what steps you can take in order to put more predictability into your career. But we're going to do a lot of exercises as well along the way, starting with this very first exercise that I want you to do right now as you're watching. What is your biggest fear about working in the film industry today? Take 10, 15 seconds. What is the single biggest fear that you have? All right, so I could tell you a bunch of different fears that I had when I was getting into it. Ones that come to mind very easily are there's not a lot of money in the arts or in filmmaking in general. Another fear might be you don't even know where any paycheck is coming from, where your next thing might be going or headed to, or how to get money from it. It's very similar. But another one, big one, is rejection. This is for actors all the time, auditioning for a bunch of stuff. I just don't want to take that kind of rejection. It's a lot. It's a lot. So those are all different fears that I've heard many people say before. I myself have felt. In fact, when I was first getting started in my sort of filmmaking journey, or not even my filmmaking journey, just my artistic career in general, I remember I was in high school. I had taken a bunch of theater classes, and it was time to go from high school to college. And I knew I wanted to go to college, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. Surprisingly, I was an artist, but I was also good at math. So I thought I had a lot of math teachers in my family too. And I thought maybe I could be a math teacher because that would be something I'd be good at, dependable income, whatever. But theater class was really where I enjoyed myself the most. And so I kind of had this idea that maybe I wanted to do theater, but I don't know. And I remember just talking about it over and over and being really stressed out about this, high school problems, real deal. And I remember talking with my mom about it. Shout out to mom, love mom. I just said, I don't know if this is something that I'm going to be able to do for a career. Like, do you think that this is a good idea to do this for my career? She responded to me and she said, I don't care what you do as long as you care what you do. And that kind of rocked my world because it made me know or realize that whatever passion or whatever pathway, I should say, that I was choosing, I had to be passionate about it. I had to care a whole lot. Otherwise, it just wasn't going to work. And whether that was, if I was lucky, I cared about something like plumbing, right? Which is a good, dependable job. But no, I cared about the arts. And I learned very quickly that if you care and if you really make it work and if you're really onto it, you can work in this industry consistently, which was something that I really found out. But I never would have known that if I didn't have somebody who believed in me. Now, with this exercise, those fears that you had, I want to talk a little bit about what the purpose of EMA Film is and the mission is. It is to put predictability into the film industry using administration technology developed by humanitarian philosopher and artist L. Ron Hubbard. Basically, what we're talking about doing is taking all of those fears that we had about, oh, I don't know where my money is coming from, or if I'm going to handle all this rejection, or how, whatever your fear was, and removing it because we've now put a predictable pathway using a technology, which essentially means an exact way of doing things, like a written down, workable system for this career of filmmaking. Anything that you're doing in the filmmaking industry, whether you're a gaffer working on lighting, or you're an actor or a writer, whatever it might be. And it's all been developed by a person much smarter than me, L. Ron Hubbard, who has literally thousands of different documentation and work on this exact subject of administration technology for all types of industries. But like I said, I love to give you all exercises. So here is another exercise, okay? I want you now to think of one bad thing that you have heard about the film industry. Just come up with 2, 3, 4, make a whole list of bad things that you've heard about the film industry in general. I sure know I can come up with a few. You might be working with some really tough people that you don't like being around and don't necessarily lift you up. That's something that does happen from time to time. There's no organization in film. I've been on plenty of film sets personally where it does not feel very organized, very chaotic. And because of that too, you can't predict the work, or like when it's going to be coming in, or you just kind of, you have your slow season, you have your busy part, and you never know when it's going to be. It's very difficult to live your life if you can't predict what's going to be happening. Now, also, it could be that you work for nothing. Whenever you do get a job, you work for nothing, basically. Filmmakers just don't make them a lot of money, and I've experienced that too. Or if you're trying to get a job that will give you a lot of money, you basically have to sell your soul working either some desk job that you hate, some part-time thing, or you're doing commercials for businesses that you're not really a fan of. You don't really believe in the cause that they're trying to do, and it just feels soul-sucking or very industrial or whatever. It's just not what you want to do. Now, these are all different things that I've experienced. These are all bad things that I've heard about the industry. There's a million more. I'm sure you're thinking of some things too. But I want to ask you this one question. Are any of these bad things undeniably true? Where if you work in film, you have to do one of these bad things. Any of them undeniably true, meaning there's no other way around it. It's like, that's just part of it. No, of course not, right? There has to be, because there's plenty of people in the film industry that are working. And what's so great about EMA Film is we're taking the business know-how and adding it to the artist in film. And those two things together are what make EMA Film members. So all those fears that you had about not knowing where your jobs are coming from, not making much money, all of that, right? We're going to give you the business know-how of understanding how to properly evaluate your work and make sure that you're getting paid properly so that you can live, while also being true to yourself as an artist and not having to sacrifice your own artistic quality in order to reach your goals. So you are going to get the business know-how, you're still going to be an artist, and those two things combined together, when you think about those, that's what makes an EMA Film member. And that's where this podcast really came out of. We want to be able to give this information out so that we can make even more EMA Film members, make even more artists that think of themselves and the way that they work smart work, smart work. You know what I mean? But you understand, as an artist, you have to be able to use a technology that's going to grow and build your business. We want to bring sanity. There's a lot of crazy people out there. We want to bring ethics, meaning you do good moral behavior, right? You're not screwing over your friends or things like that. And prosperity back to every corner of the film industry. And it starts with being the CEO of your own career and being in control of your own success. Instead of waiting for other people to come help you, or waiting for the cavalry, or waiting for somebody else, or waiting for somebody to cast you in that thing, remember, you are the CEO of this business, and the CEO is the one who controls how well the business is going to be doing or not. So more specifically, we talked a little bit about why we're doing this podcast and what EMA Film is trying to do, but I wanted to really hone in. This podcast is not necessarily aimed at making you a better artist. because odds are you are probably already a fantastic artist and you care about what you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this far, right? So while I enjoy a lot of the art that I do, and I think I'm pretty good at it, I would say you're probably better at what you do than I ever will be. So I'm not going to give you the artistic things to be looking at necessarily. I mean, we might say some things here and there, but what we're really more trying to do and what we're aimed at doing is making you a better business owner without destroying the artist within. And so that you get to keep all of the artistic qualities about you, the things that make you so special and who you are, but you also make it into a business that will now be able to take you where you need to go in life. And you don't have to feel like you're doing 8 other things while also creating your art. It's just a part of it, right? A great mentor of mine once just said, it's not a work-life balance, it's all just sort of life. And so you need to really be thinking of your art as a life quality. And so that is what we're doing with this series, and we're putting a lot of business tech into it. So I want to do another exercise real quick. Already it's like exercise number 3, crazy, and we're just on the first episode. I want you to name a successful brand, like a big, big, big brand. Some ones that I have listed down here are Coke, Coca-Cola, Disney, Nike, NFL. There's a billion others that you could think of, I'm sure, that are really big, big brands. And my question to you would be, what makes these brands successful? It can be a lot of different things, but I'm going to boil it down to a few simple factors, okay? So when the team that is working on that brand, personally, I like Coca-Cola. I think they have one of the best brands out there because they're able to take something that's basically not good for you, poison, and make it into something that really means a whole lot for a lot of people. So let's take Coca-Cola as the example, but you can use your own business that you're thinking of. When a team that works at Coca-Cola talks about it, they know what they're talking about, know how their systems work, know who needs to do what within the Coca-Cola brand. Next, they know how to market that product super, super well. Like everybody knows what you're going to get with a can of Coca-Cola and knows how to get it out there, or how that word gets out there, I should say. The product is something that they can actually make money off of. So when they sell a can of Coke, they do make money. So that's an important part of it. Also, the person who's buying the product knows what they're going to get when they make that product. You know what it's going to be. It's a can of Coke. And whenever you do buy it and you have it, more times than not, it's exactly what you think it's going to be, if not even better, right? Very rarely is it going to be bad. So there's a part of quality control that they do as well. It's so widely known by so many people that it's just become almost a part of our entire system of beliefs. You know, everybody knows what Coca-Cola is. It's widely known by people that need to know about it that might be able to make a purchase on it. However, there's one other big factor that will make them successful, or any business successful, including your own as a filmmaker or somebody in the film industry. And that factor is they have defined what success looks like. They have it very well curated. So this is going to be an important factor. When you say that you want to make movies, that's great, but there's got to be a lot more to it, because anybody can go out there. You have a phone and you can record something with your phone, edit it together, throw a movie, boom, you've got something. But you don't want to just make movies. You want to make movies for the rest of your life. You want to make good movies. You want to make movies that move people. You want to do something special with that movie that you're making. Or if you're giving a performance, you want to move somebody with your performance. You don't just want to go up there and do commercials all day long that doesn't really move anyone. Or maybe that's what you want to do and you want to make money acting. And if that's the case, then go do commercials all day long. Like, they pay very well. So that's what I mean by defining success. I can't tell you what success is. You have to tell you what success is. You have to tell yourself what success is. And that's what the CEO of a company will also do. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that same exercise that we did with the brands, and I'm going to put it on actors. And I want you to now name a successful actor. One of my favorite examples in this particular case would be someone like Mark Wahlberg, because he's probably not going to go win an Academy Award anytime soon, but let me tell you, that dude is a success. He does very well. He works very, very hard. Do some research on him. I think he's a great dude. Never met him, but I'm sure if I did, I'd enjoy him. But that said, let's talk about Mark Wahlberg for a second. When he's talking about what he's able to deliver to a film set, He knows exactly what he is and is not able to deliver. He's got his whole system set up of what he can do and what he can't do. He knows how to market himself properly. He doesn't market himself as the Oscar winner. He markets himself as an action star, which is exactly what people want to see Mark Wahlberg in. Meaning him and what he delivers is something that a company could make off of. So when a producer has Mark Wahlberg in their film, they could probably make money off of that project because that name is going to draw people in. The person who's going to watch the film or the purchaser of the product knows exactly what they're getting when they see a Mark Wahlberg project. You know what kind of film you're watching, right? You're starting to see how a lot of these same traits are happening between the brand of Coke and now this acting brand as well, because more times than not, whenever you watch this Mark Wahlberg film, you're going to say, it was kind of what I expected. Maybe it's a little bit better. Maybe it's a little bit worse. But his performance is going to be what it's going to be every time. Very few of the really successful ones have performances that are like real hit or miss. Most of them, they're going to deliver every single time because they know what to look for and what to produce. And whether you're, just starting your acting career or you're a DP trying to get into it, you have to know what you can deliver and be willing to grow when needed and be willing to deliver exactly what's needed and wanted at the time. Know how to market yourself, know how to deliver a quality product, know how to make sure people know what you're trying to do. And when you talk to people, you need to know what you're trying to do. So it's like all of those things are a part of this world that we are entering as filmmakers. And so when we look at our business and what we are trying to do, we need to treat ourselves as a business. So some things that we're going to be covering over the next few podcast show episode things, that what we're going to be doing is we're going to help you all know your product and what it is that you're delivering. We're going to help you organize your business and your goals. We're going to help you become the CEO of your own career. And we're going to help you know who you can trust, who you can't. I want to leave off on just one really, really great quote that I had as well from another mentor of mine. And he was talking about film career, but the way he basically stated it or put it out there was, if you think about a big brand like Coca-Cola, let's say that brand just starts failing miserably. All of a sudden their sales go down. They're not connecting with people. They're not getting marketing out there. There's a lot of different things that might be the problem. But what would that brand do if the company was not moving in the right direction? They would probably fire their CEO. So you, being the CEO of your career, if your career is not where you want it to be, his question to us was, do you need to fire your CEO? Because we can get started with something really big and really special, but everyone in it, and right now everyone is just you, needs to be so involved into making you the biggest, best person you can be. And that's what this EMA film series is going to be all about, making you the biggest, best person you can be. So that's why we're going to be doing all sorts of these great things like knowing your product and organizing yourself as a business and all these great things. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and let's go ahead and find out what happens in the next one.